What up, it's your girl Catalina Perez, and you are tuned into the OTS Project.
So I am running through this place, trying to get back to my ship, just trying to get to my ship. All I wanted was some Zarg nuts, you know, and all of a sudden I'm in this huge intergalactic war with some dude named the Collector and these Galaxy Guardian people. No clue what's going on. I literally just went to like Space Sam's Club to get like the family crazy portion of Zarg nuts. Almost died. Crazy, bro. Can't believe it. And that happened to me yesterday.
I mean, did you get the Zarg nuts? Did you?
I did get the Zarg nuts.
Okay, good. That's what counts. Like, if you didn't get the Zarg nuts. Then.
The cinnamon swirl Zarg nuts.
The new exclusive seasonal flavor of cinnamon swirl.
Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I take a drink of my 2-hour-old iced coffee, welcome to episode 28 of the OTS Project. We are almost at 30. It's pretty crazy. Almost at 30.
I can grab you and drag you around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It does not, I don't think it affects my end, but on your end, you could see
it's just my screen, so I'm having a fun time just like...
All right, so, yeah, welcome, everybody. Theo, other than trying to drag me around like I'm a ghost or something, what have you been doing this week?
I've been having a good week this week. I've gone to see Superman 2 more times since we went to see it, so I'm now up to 3. There's also going to be probably a 4th time soon, because my one friend also wanted to invite me when they go and see it, so 4th time coming soon.
All right,
this is the most time I've watched any movie in this amount of time in a long time. But I love it. It's a great movie.
That's what I was going to say. This might be your favorite movie just of all time at this point, because I've never seen you go see any movie at all more than once. Well, no, that's not true, because you did see Wicked twice. But, like, two is your cap, and that's very rare. So,
yeah,
definitely interesting. But good for you, man. I'm happy that you have found this movie to be very, very enjoyable.
Yes, very much so. I'm far more adamant on my 9 out of 10 score now, though, for sure. It doesn't get worse with each viewing. It's just always a solid, amazing movie.
Right. Yeah, on my end, family was here, so we were just kind of hanging out this week. Very fun week. I'm not gonna lie, normally, not sure what changed, but normally, like, my family, you know, but the people don't know. My family are big, or my sister and my mother really are big shoppers. They love to ring up the credit card, and I do too, but you know, not as much as them. So like normally when Grace is here, I'll do something with them like at night, but during the day I'm normally just here while they're kind of running around. But for some reason I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna go. So like I'm definitely worn out because this is the most I've done in a week in a while, because like every day from like 10 a.m. to like 2 a.m. we were just like doing things, just going and going and going, including obviously seeing Superman. But even after that, we were just kind of like, there was like a day where they went to Orlando to like go to Disney Springs and stuff, and it felt very awkward because again the whole week was just like go, and then there was a day I was just like here by myself, and I was just like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do now? Like right. I'm just bored. So yeah, but I have been I got the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster, so I've been grinding that out, especially when they were in Orlando. I just kind of spent that whole day on my own, just like grinding it out. Because I played those games as like a kid, but I never actually really played those games. I would always just skate around. I never did like there's no like story mode, but like the challenges and stuff like that on each map. So it's been fun because I've been reliving my childhood, but I've also been like doing it in a new way where I'm actually doing like every single challenge on the map, including all the secret stuff. And I have it's on my TV. I have like the first and second remaster that I never really touched. So I've also been going back and like playing that as well and doing the same thing. So been having a great time with those games. Definitely very fun and pretty easy. There are certain things on each map that do kind of get like pull your hair out crazy, where you're like, I just cannot get up on this ledge to go get this letter or whatever. But for the most part, it's pretty easy, and I think 3 I'm pretty much done with, so it's pretty cool. Other than that, just thinking, this is a funny story for everybody. So I like anime, but I'm not this huge crazy anime person. I don't watch every anime. Grace and Leah are. That's pretty much all they do. They watch like every anime under the sun, even like the random one-off stupid animes. They're like, yeah, we watched that and we thought it was good. So I watched AOT. Obviously, that's my favorite. I've watched Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon as a kid and stuff like that. Every once in a while I watch one. So there was this is a movie for Jujutsu Kaisen that is in theaters right now that they wanted to go see. So they're like, hey, you want to go see it with us before we leave? Like they left yesterday morning, Thursday morning. So Wednesday night they're like, let's go see it at like 9:30 at night. And I was like, sure, whatever. But I was like, I haven't watched the show, so I don't know if I'm gonna know. Da da da. So while they were in Orlando, I was playing Tony Hawk, and I watched the whole first season of Jujutsu Kaisen, which was pretty crazy. And there's other movie, so when they came back from Orlando, we watched that movie at home. Then Wednesday we went shopping, went to eat, and like by 8 o'clock we were all just like dead ass tired, and we had to be up at like 3 in the morning to go to the airport. So we ended up not even seeing that movie because we were like, there's no way. So I do need to see that movie, but that's another thing I did. Technically, I watched pretty much all except there's a second season I gotta watch, but I watched a good portion of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a pretty good show. I enjoyed what I saw. So yeah, that's long-winded, but there was a lot going on for me this week.
Yeah, there you go.
And then our failed plans though. Our failed plans.
Yes.
Our failed plans
for the fourth time now in a row.
Right, which honestly still kind of worked out and still made for a good night. We were supposed to film the sequel trilogy portion of Theo's sister, my bad, watching the Star Wars movies. We're supposed to watch the sequels, and for like the third or fourth time in a row, she has canceled on us. So hopefully, apparently tomorrow, it's supposed to be happening. But I'm not. I'm not holding anybody to it. So hopefully it does though. But it did end up kind of working out in a way though, because you were on your way as she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be there. So instead of turning around, you still came over to hang out. So we ended up watching All In and Saturday Night's Main Event. So that was still fun. We got to laugh at Bill Goldberg failing epically and miserably in his last match, to which he then complained about every single aspect of. And I'm like,
yep.
dude, you got way more than you even should have. Right, got way more than you should have. But All In was a great card. We enjoyed watching that. That was a fun time.
Was great, yeah.
So, what started off as a negative ended up turning into a positive. Yumi and Wyatt watching some wrestling instead of Star Wars. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
that death match was the highlight of the weekend for sure. That shit was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. As well as Mercedes and Tony Storm. That was another great match. And, of course, Okada and Omega was pretty good, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we got some huge news. Some very interesting news this week. Starting off with Naomi winning the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. You were not with me. Wyatt was with me. You weren't with me. We ended up... we were doing something or whatever, and Wyatt came to hang out after, and we ended up watching Evolution, which is also interesting because my sister and Leah, not wrestling fans at all. So we were kind of sitting at the table, and I had it on my phone while we were just talking, and Grace was like, dude, just put it on the TV, and we'll just like hang out and watch it with you. So that was interesting. Grace has seen wrestling, but it's just not her thing. Leah has like never, ever watched wrestling at all. So all four of us were just sitting on the couch watching wrestling, and I'm pretty sure Grace and Leah are now wrestling fans. They thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Good show.
It was, and they thoroughly enjoyed the show. The moment Stephanie Vaquera came out, both Grace and Leah's eyes just were like, whoa, who is that? Which I feel like is everybody's reaction when they first see her.
It's a very fair reaction, yes.
Yeah, so that was fun. The four of us got to watch it, and yeah, Leah and Grace both seemed to enjoy wrestling. And then after the show, I ended up showing them the triple threat match between Bianca, Io, and Rhea at WrestleMania. So that was cool too. Match. But yeah, Naomi cashing in the Women's Money in the Bank to win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. It was great having to try and explain to two non-wrestling fans what was happening, because they were like, wait, so you're telling me these two girls just fought for like 30 minutes and this other girl just came in and won the match? And I was like, yeah, pretty much, because she has that briefcase. But yeah, great moment. I was very excited, very happy for her. We've both been big fans of her for a while, so very happy to see that happen.
Yes, shout out Naomi. She definitely deserves it. I really hope that this turns out to be a very good run because I'm very happy it's the Raw title because I feel like the Raw Women's Division is so much better stacked and there's a lot of better competition over there.
Right, and it also gets her away from Jade and kind of Bianca too when Bianca comes back. So,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The Harry Potter show though that has started filming. I saw they took some photos. Paparazzi took some photos of like them filming, but Warner Brothers themselves actually posted some photos of I'm forgetting his name, but the kid who's playing Harry Potter. I'm not gonna lie, I was with Grace. Grace is a big Harry Potter fan. We looked at the photos. We're like, this literally looks like Daniel Radcliffe as a little kid. Like he looks very, very spot on. So that's very promising for sure to see that. They also posted whoever's playing Hagrid. He obviously doesn't look like OG Hagrid, but he still looks good. So yeah, I know a lot of people were very upset and not happy with them kind of doing this show or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, everything I've seen so far looks very promising. That show might actually deliver and might be good and not just some kind of cheap like money grab. So yeah, that's definitely
at least casting wise it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry everybody. I was a little sick this week and like I still have like a little scratchy throat, so it's a pain in the ass. So if you're listening, I apologize. I might be coughing throughout this a little bit, but yeah, we did also get a Stranger Things trailer for this is season 5.
Season 5, yeah.
Season 5,
the final season. It doesn't feel like season 5, but it is season 5.
Season 55.
Right.
They did say that this is the final season, though. This is the end of it until they, obviously do some sort of spin-off because the IP itself will never end, I'm sure. But the main story here is coming to an end, dropping November 26th, part 1, I think, and then part 2, I believe, drops on Christmas Day. And I'm not sure if there's a part 3 or if that's it, but they have kind of split it up, which seems to be par for the course with every Netflix show now. They kind of split them up. I know they did that with Cobra Kai. The last season, they split it into like 3 parts over the past year. But yeah, trailer didn't really give anything away, honestly. It kept everything very close to the chest. Just a bunch of shots of them in different kind of situations and kind of a new look of Vecna, but you don't see his face. You kind of just see like his body, but he definitely looks like, more alpha Vecna than he did, I guess. So,
right.
Yeah. What's going on? Did you find the info?
No, I was technically looking up when season 4 came out because I completely forgot when that actually came out, and it's been like 3 years. Because
yeah,
not to knock it, but I'm not all that excited for it, or not as excited as I feel like I should be. Maybe it's also because I don't have Netflix anymore, so I don't really have much of a legitimate way to watch it. So that's gonna be fun to kind of find a way to figure that out. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just been so long that I'm just like I'm sucked out of it. I do want to rewatch season 4 at some point before it comes out, because every other season I've seen like 5 times, but season 4 I just have not. I've like seen it once and I was done with it.
Yeah, I think the issue is that it just takes so long for these to come out, which on one end I get it because they want to treat everything with care and they want to do it right, but on the other hand it gets to a point where people just kind of get checked out. Like I'm so excited to see how this ends, but like I don't remember too much from season 4 that we're carrying over into season 5. And all these kids are now like 25, so it's like we're kind of pushing the limit on like 17. It's hard to really see them as
kids anymore because they're like
right.
They're around our age at this point.
Right. So
also, before we move on, I did see this is a little bit newer news technically because we didn't write this in or anything like that. Because I just like saw this on TikTok before you came in here. There is like, I'm not gonna say it's like confirmed run times, but it's like leaked run times pretty much. So take it with a grain of salt. But it looks like these episodes are gonna be even longer to the point where it's gonna be like 2.5 to 3 hours per episode. So pretty much just full-fledged movies at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because I didn't see that TikTok, but I do remember it was probably like a year ago or a year and some change now. I do remember like them doing somebody doing an interview and they said like, yeah, these are gonna be like 2-hour long episodes and there's like 8 episodes, so we're in for a long ride when this does drop. For sure. So, yeah. What else we got here? Seth Rollins. Oh no, This is not fun news. You were with us. You were with me watching Saturday night's main event. Watching Saturday night's main event. Seth Rollins is injured. Oh my god, the coughing is crazy. But yeah, so Seth Rollins is injured. I don't think we know yet because I think he said on Monday his knee was still too swollen to even like get an MRI done. So we don't know the extent of it, but we know he's going to be out for a long period of time. So that's not not great.
Right. Especially with him being Mr. Money in the Bank, it's like that's such an important thing in the WWE universe to kind of have him out of it for a very long time. It puts a lot of worry in the air of if he even will cash in at any point, or if he's going to have to pass it on to someone else.
Right. All right, hold on. I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to go to the bathroom and cough my lungs up.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, as we were saying, Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank. Not great that he's out, seeing as how he only has a year to cash that in. So yeah, hopefully everything is okay. Maybe, something he can come back in a few months. It's not too crazy. But regardless, obviously, we wish him the best. He's one of the best, so
of course.
Him being on the shelf is not great. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Keeping though with the wrestling news, we have another piece of news, but I want to keep on the wrestling theme here. Something I am very excited for that dropped last night on TNA Impact. Something this has been years in the making at this point, but now with the actual crossover partnership between WWE and TNA now. It is possible, and it's happening. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, my GOAT, my guy, will be returning to TNA this Sunday at Slammiversary. They showed a little teaser, a little cinematic teaser at the end of the episode last night with this box, this glowing box that had the Phenomenal One's jacket in it. I'm super excited. I'm going to be watching for sure. I'm definitely watching to see what he does. Hopefully, he's probably going to show up and then probably set up some sort of match for the next pay-per-view or something like that. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what the GOAT does when he returns home to TNA.
Right. It's definitely not to be understated. This is probably going to be one of the biggest events in TNA history, probably. I mean, it's like the prodigal son returning home. Basically, so I think a lot of people are excited. I'm not like a big TNA guy or anything like that. I've never really watched or sat down and watched anything TNA related, but like, it's not to be understated. It's like John Cena coming back to WWE type level of stuff. So it's obviously super exciting and super important to see. So really can't wait to see all the buzz that creates as well.
Right, and to see what exactly happens when he shows up as well. So
right, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Our last piece of news: Mortal Kombat 2. The movie dropping October 24th of this year. We got a trailer and a lot of character posters too. I sent you a couple.
Yeah.
But mainly we got a trailer. It looks good. I'm assuming you saw the trailer.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks good. My biggest takeaway, my biggest gripe, I should say, and I said it from the jump when they cast him. I don't buy the whole Carl Urban as Johnny Cage thing, man. I just don't see it. And when I saw this trailer, it just made it even worse for me. To me, and hey, maybe I'm wrong, but Johnny Cage is like always one of my favorite characters. To me, Johnny Cage is like, he's a badass when he actually fights, but he's like this almost like cocky, arrogant kind of bitch. Like he's not actually cool. He's not actually cool. When he fights, sure, but like his personality, he's not a cool guy. He's like wants to be a cool guy, but he just kind of embarrasses himself and shit like that. When I watched this trailer, I just saw Carl Urban literally just like aura farming as Johnny Cage, and so like to me it doesn't work. I don't see, and maybe they just didn't show it in the trailer, but I don't see him like being like this kind of arrogant, but not like kind of the butt of the joke kind of guy. So I would kind of like to see that more, and I feel like a different actor definitely should have took this role. But what can I say?
I might disagree with you a little bit. I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of saw what they were going for a little bit, because I do think it is going to be a different kind of Johnny Cage than we're used to, because this seems almost more like an actor long from his prime and stuff like that, where people are going up to him like, oh hey, yeah, you were that one guy in that one movie, and he's just like, yeah, whatever, man, I'm just trying to get through my day and shit like that. So I feel like they're going for some sort of route more like that, in where it's like, okay, Johnny Cage tries to find like his footing again and becomes like popular again and stuff like that, without having to do like shitty reboots or whatever. So, other than that though, I kind of did like the trailer. I think
Yeah.
it's always very skeptical with video game movies, especially with Mortal Kombat, because it's been very up and down throughout its history with its movies and stuff like that. But a lot of the posters I saw were pretty cool. They're bringing in a lot of characters for sure.
Yes.
A lot of fan favorites for sure, which I'm very excited about. Kung Lao's coming back. He's my favorite. There's definitely like a few in there that I wasn't expecting, kind of like Noob Saibot. He's coming in. That's pretty exciting.
That is cool.
Yeah,
one of my favorites. One of my favorites. My favorite female, Katana. She's gonna be in the movie.
Katana, yeah, she looks dope.
Hell yeah, she looks dope.
Sindel. Sure.
Sindel also looks incredible. I hate Baraka, one of my least favorite characters, but he also looks dope in this movie. I will give Baraka credit
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I am excited to see it. The Johnny Cage thing is the only thing that I kind of took as a negative. But in general, it does look good. We're kind of finally getting to the actual tournament, which I know a lot of people, myself included, thought that the first movie should have included, and then they could have went from there. So I feel like this movie is probably just going to be... The first movie was great. I feel like this one's just going to be better because we're actually going to get like the tournament and stuff like that, as well as, again, the new characters that are coming in and stuff. So I am excited. We will be there for sure to watch this.
Yeah. This feels like it's probably going to be the most, like... I don't know if I want to say faithful, but probably just, like, most quality we've gotten out of a Mortal Kombat movie ever, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, we're excited. We're definitely going to be seeing it.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to say, though, the guy that plays Cole Young, the original character that nobody likes or whatever, low-key, a wasted opportunity, and I guess they could still go this way, and if they wanted to change something, that guy should have been Kenshi, bro. He low-key, if you, like, I was imagining him with the blindfold, and he would look pretty accurate to Kenshi, so definitely should have been
also
Kenshi.
Dope. We should have gotten him in general.
I agree. But that's kind of all the news that we have this week. Theo, what is your song of the week?
My song of the week, if my 3 times seeing it didn't give it away, it is going to be Punk Rocker by Teddy Bears with Iggy Pop. It is playing during the credits of the movie. It is just such a fun song to listen to. I've been listening to it on the car ride to and from work every now and again. It's just a fun little beat, just a fun little ditty. It makes me feel good. It just reminds me of the movie, which just makes me feel even better. So I'm vibing with the song. I like it a lot.
It was a fun little what?
It's a fun little song.
No. You said something else.
Did I?
A fun little... It started with a D. You know,
I don't know what I said.
You said it was a fun little... You said it was a fun little ditty. Ditty?
Did I?
Brother?
I don't know.
Whoa. Relax, buddy. Keep your baby oil to yourself. All right, Theo?
I'm not trying to push baby oil onto people.
All right,
it's a fun song.
Get
off my dick.
That's what they were saying about Diddy.
That's what I'm trying to say. Stop trying to push this agenda.
My song of the week is going to be Eternity by Alex Warren. This has been... it just released, like, today, but it's been, like, I don't know if that's already leaked or if he was the one that put out a snippet, but there's been a snippet out for a while, and it's just been in every single edit. I feel like I've definitely showed it to you. It's been in, like, every Anakin / Obi-Wan / Anakin Padme edit I've seen in, like, the past month. It's just a beautiful song. Kind of a haunting song. It's about... he lost his parents at a very young age, so it's about wanting to, like, be with his parents and how, you know, he feels sad that they're in a place that he can't just go and visit and stuff like that. So kind of hits me a little personally, but in general, it's just like a really beautiful song. So yeah, that's my song of the week. But yeah, our topic this week, we forgot to say it in the beginning. I said last episode.
Again,
yeah, I want to say
we forgot.
I want to say our topic in the beginning. Totally forgot. So our topic, but again, if you clicked on this, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, so you should know.
You should be able to read. You know how to read, hopefully.
So yeah, our topic this week is going to be our top 5 Marvel characters. We are now in the part of July where we are shifting away from Superman, and well, not you apparently, but the public,
no.
the general public is shifting away from Superman and DC, and we are shifting into Marvel and Marvel Studios and the Fantastic Four. So here on the podcast, we are kind of doing the same thing with our DC related stuff, and now we are going into our Marvel related stuff to lead up to next week's Fantastic Four. So yeah, our topic this week is going to be our top 5 Marvel characters with what I'm sure is going to be a crazy list of honorable mentions as well.
Yeah.
So do you want to start with your honorable mentions at least?
Yeah, I can start my own list. Yeah. It is going to be, let's see, long ass list. Thor, Cyclops, Wolverine, Doctor Octopus, Spider-Punk, Magneto, Loki, Ultron, Doctor Doom, Hulk, Drax, Darkhawk, Howard the Duck, and J. Jonah Jameson.
All right, what's your list? Just give us your list.
Yeah, let me hit you with my list real quick. Number 5, I've got the Goatski, Captain America.
Ayo.
I think, to me, this is like pretty much character-wise a parallel to Superman. Pretty much, I'd say between the Marvel and DC universe, they're both very like hopeful, very inspiring kind of characters, with a great like sense of like justice, but also like heroism and hope and stuff like that. Reading him is always very fun. Watching his movies, I think he has some of the best Marvel movies for sure. I would say,
Definitely.
at least like consistently, very consistently good throughout all of his movies, and so he is definitely a fan favorite, but also one of my favorites for sure. Number 4, I've got obviously a personal favorite of mine, Rocket Raccoon. My favorite raccoon, favorite member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is also something I very much so enjoy. Legend, the emotionally taxing star of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They really went deep with his story there and made it super emotional, which only added to the character like tenfold. But even before then, I was already such a big fan of the character because he had such a great amount of comedic relief and sarcasm and stuff like that, which I attached onto. But I mean, he's just such a cool character, such a fun character. Can't really go wrong with him.
Definitely.
Number 3 is going to be probably, I would say, arguably, just the greatest, most popular superhero of all time, Spider-Man. I feel like I don't know how you have a top 5 Marvel list without Spider-Man on it. That just seems criminal to me. That's like having a top 5 list without Batman on it.
I feel like even a top 5 superhero list in general without Spider-Man is criminal.
That's true. I mean, he is such a merchandise seller. He is so popular.
He is the juggernaut.
And it's for a good feed. He's the juggernaut. He's not the juggernaut, but he's a juggernaut.
Right. He's the merchandise juggernaut for sure.
He's the merchandise juggernaut of any superhero ever. Just such a lovable character, so fun. Anybody and everybody can envision themselves as Spider-Man. I mean, he hits home for so many people. He's so human, even though he does have all these superpowers and stuff like that. He has so many incredible stories, so many comic books, so many movies, TV shows, everything. He is
Literally
just
everything.
one
Video
of the most
games.
popular video games. So many video games. Jesus, man, it's just like everything and everywhere. And people just love him every single time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Number 2. This is a very recent favorite of mine because I've been reading him a lot in the comic books and stuff like that. My number 2 is going to be Nightcrawler from the X-Men.
No way. I thought it was going to be a Fantastic Four member.
No. I've got Nightcrawler at 2. I love his design. I love his powers. Obviously, being a part of the X-Men is such a big thing in the Marvel universe because that's like just like the biggest group, I'd say, probably maybe outside the Fantastic Four. It's arguable. I'd probably say X-Men's a little bit bigger just because there's far more movies and far more merch from it and stuff like that, especially with Wolverine. But Nightcrawler I really like a lot because of his character. I feel like is definitely also in that vein of like hopeful and like just like straying on the path of good because he is like kind of similar to like Daredevil and stuff like that. He is Catholic and he like sticks to his like religion and stuff like that. And while he may not be as like brutal or like horror-esque as Daredevil is, I still do very much so like his character, and I like how he sticks to those like guns of being a good person, even especially in the face of adversity that mutants face a lot in the X-Men universe. Sticking to that kind of stuff is just such a cool motivation and whatnot, and I just love that character so much.
Yep.
Number 1, my favorite. I still have my title as, so I'll like repeat notes and stuff like that. So instead of like making new notes, I'll just like take the old note and turn it into the new note, and I still have it as top 5 DC characters. I have to change this. Hold on a second. So, I have cheated a little bit. I will admit,
Okay.
I have cheated a little bit here.
No.
My number 1 character on my Marvel list is going to be the entire Fantastic Four.
Of course.
I couldn't put any one member over the. Well, I can put members over the other, but when you put them all together, it's just the most quality you're gonna get out of all of these characters for sure.
Right.
I've been reading a bunch of their comic books since like the start of last year. I'm still reading through them today, and it is just always so much quality, no matter where and when you go to find these comics and stuff like that. All these characters work so well together. They really are like a family. And it obviously just makes me very excited to see the new movie, but I still will go back and watch the older movies because they're still just so fun and enjoyable, even if some of them are not as good as others. But yeah, I love the Fantastic Four. I've been a big Fantastic Four for over a year now. I can't wait to see the new movie, and it's just my favorite that comes out of Marvel.
Hell yeah, brother. For sure. All right. Let me clear my throat because this is going to be long-winded here.
It's a long list of honorable mentions.
Did you have Loki in your honorable mentions?
I did have Loki in my honorable mentions.
All right.
Yes, I did.
Because I didn't hear him on.
I had to.
Right, I didn't hear him on your list, and I was like, hold on, this may be sacrilegious. He may have forgotten somebody.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't forget.
My first honorable mention is going to be Loki. I just love Loki. He's great. Wolverine, one of my childhood heroes.
Of course.
This list was very hard to make, and characters, there are a few characters like Loki and Wolverine that were, like, I didn't know. So they could easily be in my top 5, but for right now, they're in the honorable mention. So Loki, Wolverine, Bucky Barnes, one of my favorite characters. Another one could be in my top 5. Love him / Winter Soldier. Punisher and Daredevil, both great characters. Cyclops, Gambit, love them. They're great. As a kid, Cyclops was like my favorite X-Men. Him and Wolverine were like neck and neck for me. I love both of them. Human Torch and Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. I also like The Thing, but I don't have as much experience with The Thing. I should, because of, he's Jewish and from New York and da-da-da-da-da. So I definitely should, and maybe, with the new movie and stuff, I will connect a little bit more with him. And Sue Storm, I've just never connected with at all. But as a kid, Human Torch was one of my favorites, and probably was my favorite member. As an adult, Reed might be my favorite member now. Magneto is another one that could easily be in my top 5, maybe even my top 3. Like, I just absolutely love Magneto, and like I should with The Thing, he's Jewish. I connect with him. I resonate with his story. Rocket Raccoon, another one who, from the jump, I didn't really care too much about, but then once I saw Guardians 3, it all made sense to me, and I all, it just all connected, so now I'm like, yeah, I love Rocket. That's such a great, complex, complicated character. Green Goblin, that's a top-tier villain right there. Kind of the superhero villain of my childhood there with that OG Spider-Man movie, bro. Mysterio is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I think he's a great character, a very interesting kind of idea that they gave to that character. Black Panther, I'm wearing the shirt, another great character. Obviously.
Oh my God! How did I forget Black Panther? Oh, I gotta put him on.
I'm wearing the shirt. How could you not understand it?
I wasn't looking at your shirt. I was looking at your face because that's how I talk to people.
But just a great character. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman is kind of what I think for a lot of people, but especially for me, is what really brought the character to life for me. Because like beforehand, I didn't really know about Black Panther, and he is Black Panther. Like he legitimately just became Black Panther. So like, always love that. Love Chadwick Boseman. May he rest in peace. That shit really messed me up when he passed away, bro, for real. Because it was definitely a person that a lot of people love. So yeah, Miss Marvel. I know she's not everybody's cup of tea, but for some reason I just love that kid. I just think every iteration, whether obviously the show / movies with her or whatever, I've loved, but also that Avengers game that not a lot of people liked. I thought she was one of the best qualities out of that game. I really enjoyed her character in that game. So like anything I've seen Kamala Khan pop up in, I've just really enjoyed. And I think it's because I'm a fan. So like I see myself in her. I see myself as a kid being a fan of superheroes, and I see when I look at her, I see myself in a way. And she just has really cool, kind of interesting powers. Miguel O'Hara, one of my favorite Spider-Man. Peter Parker is definitely my favorite Spider-Man, but he is right behind Especially again the Spider-Verse movie made me really love him. I thought again an interesting complex character. And my last three, Valkyrie is one of my underrated picks. I love her in what I've seen her in. Carol Danvers, another one that has grown on me in the first kind of movie. I liked her, but I thought she was, and whatever. In the Marvels, I was like, okay, I like her a lot more. And in Endgame and stuff like that, I've definitely enjoyed Captain Marvel a lot more. And my last one is going to be X-23. Obviously, Logan is what, like, introduced a lot of people to that character. For myself, that's obviously true. But I just love that character in that movie. But then also her showing up in Deadpool Wolverine as like the grown-up badass version of the character is just like so cool. And I mean, why wouldn't you like her, bro? She's literally Wolverine's kid. Like so yeah. So that's my honorable mentions. Long list, and I could probably list even more, but I capped myself there. So my number 5, I'm gonna come in with the man himself, Mr. Moon Knight. I absolutely love this character. I have legitimately even loved this character since I was a kid, which honestly, as a kid, is probably not a character that I should have been paying attention to because he's really a dark, fucked up character. Like, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens in Moon Knight's kind of world. But I just always thought he looked cool, and I just kind of liked he's literally Marvel's Batman, and Batman is my favorite DC character, so, like, why would I not love Marvel version of Batman, basically? So, yeah, I love the show. I know a lot of people didn't care for the show, but I thought the show was great, and I enjoyed pretty much every episode. And I hope we get to see him come back. I'm sure we will, because there's definitely more stuff in the MCU that they could do with him for sure. But just the character in general, I've always really enjoyed. And I mean, we even talk about it. He's so dark and fucked up, but he's so funny as well. His scenes with like Deadpool and Spider-Man and shit. The whole, Dracula, where's my goddamn money? Like all that shit is just hilarious. So definitely love him. So my number 5 is Moon Knight. My number 4 is gonna be Star-Lord, my favorite member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Absolutely love this character. Again, really kind of knew him from the movies, but since those movies have dropped every kind of other version, whether it's a game or a TV version or whatever, I've just loved that character in general. Definitely see a lot of myself in there when I've seen those characters for sure. The Guardians, like you said, that's like one of my favorite things in general. And he's just my favorite character out of the whole group. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so great. When we rode the Guardians coaster, it was just comforting to see them, but really to see Star-Lord and stuff like that. It was just really, really cool. So yeah, my number 4 is going to be Peter Quill himself, Mr. Star-Lord. My number 3 is going to be the Sorcerer Supreme himself, Mr. Doctor Strange, Mr. Stephen Strange. This is kind of a more recent one for me, because as a kid, I didn't really know much about him, and even when like the first movie came out, I didn't care that. I think you and I went and saw it. It may have been the first Marvel movie we saw together. I believe we went and saw it.
Maybe.
And I was like, yeah, whatever, it's alright. But then when we got him in Infinity War and Endgame, I just like loved him even more. And then not a lot of people care for Multiverse of Madness, but I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was a really fun movie. And I really loved his character in that movie. And again, now just every version of him that I see, I just love the idea of him even more. I love the magic of the Marvel universe and all that. It's really cool. So yeah, Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange is gonna be my number 3. And I just love his story of like him being this kind of incredible surgeon, but he's like an asshole. He's full of himself, and then he kind of gets everything taken away, and he has to he gets humbled and he becomes like a better person. So yeah, Stephen Strange is gonna be my number 3. My number 2, he was on your list. Well, my last 2 here are both on your list. Captain America, more specifically though, Steve Rogers, because when we say Captain America, we could say, other versions. So me specifically is gonna be Steve Rogers. Yeah, like you said, he's kind of like the Superman of Marvel. Like he's just like a symbol of hope. And I know I say I don't really connect with Superman that much, but for some reason I think I do connect with Steve Rogers more. I think because he, in those movies at least, or at least in the first movie, he is very much like an outsider, and maybe they just portray that better in that movie than they do Superman stuff. I'm not sure, but like I definitely connected with that idea of him kind of feeling like a loner and an outsider, and that he's not good enough because he physically can't keep up, and then he gets these abilities, and instead of he could easily become an asshole. He becomes this super soldier. He could easily go the John Walker route here of like kind of just being a dickhead. And he doesn't. He uses his powers, strictly for good and to be a good person. Yeah, the whole Civil War thing. Civil War is my favorite like superhero movie of all time. I was on Team Cap the whole way. I agree with Cap. I totally took his side. I understood exactly what he was saying. So yeah, Steve Rogers. That's my number 2. I love Captain America a lot. I just think he's a great character. And then my number 1, it's probably everybody's number 1 for the most part. It's gonna be Peter Parker himself, Mr. Spider-Man. Like you said, Theo, what is there not to love about this character? He is just so incredible. Everybody could resonate with him, whether you're a guy, girl, man, woman, kid, grandma, grandpa. Anybody could literally resonate with the stories that Peter Parker goes through. And as cheerful and as great as he is, he also has like a really kind of dark path. He goes through a lot of really dark shit, whether it's through the comics or the games or the movies. Every version of Spider-Man is destined to go through like really horrible, dark, depressing stuff. But that's what makes him so great, is that he doesn't give in to the darkness. He finds a light on the other side of the deepest tunnel that he might be trapped in, for sure. So, yeah, I just love that character so much. So, yeah. Again, we are very short here. We're only 40 minutes in, so we're definitely going to do what we did last week and kind of break down other characters that weren't on each other's list, for sure. But let's go through our list real quick. For me, Moon Knight at number 5. Number 4 is Star-Lord. Number 3, Doctor Strange. Number 2, Steve Rogers. Number 1, Spider-Man.
Number 5, Captain America. Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be prefaced, I think.
Mm.
Number 4, Rocket Raccoon. Number 3, Spider-Man. Number 2, Nightcrawler. Number 1, The Fantastic Four.
Bam. All right. So I will talk about the Nightcrawler situation here.
Okay.
Because he's not on my list. He's not even in my honorable mentions, but he is a cool character. I think I just don't have like a lot of experience with him. Like, because again, I don't like sit and read many comic books. Maybe every once in a while I will, but I don't like sit and read many comic books. So like, I don't know too much about it. Obviously, the original like movies, I've seen him. But my most like, I guess, connection to him would be like X-Men '97. But I thought he was great in that show. I thought he was awesome. Yeah, he's got really cool powers, though. The ability to kind of like go wherever he needs to go. Definitely really cool.
Right. What it really is kind of just like, so when I moved into my apartment with my current roommate, they're a huge X-Men fan. Like they read the comics, they watch the shows, the movies, all that sort of stuff. They love the X-Men.
Right.
And so I wasn't really too well versed on X-Men stuff when I moved in with them. And so there was this time where we would just like watch all the movies and stuff like that. When X-Men '97 came out, we would watch that together. And at the same time, I'd be reading the comics for like X-Men stuff like that. And he was just the character that I really like attached onto the most.
Right.
Cyclops is probably like a good like number 2. Probably also someone I should have also put on my honorable mentions was Storm, who is just,
yes,
I think one of just the most badass.
I thought about that on my list as
of
well.
all time.
On my honorable mentions.
She's just so fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, she
But
is.
Nightcrawler was just the one that I just attached onto the most because it's like, it also kind of puts into that like idea of just like similar to like a Superman or a Captain America situation where it's like you have those superpowers, but instead of being like a dick about it, instead of like killing people with it and whatnot, he typically uses it for good. He doesn't kill people. He doesn't try to kill people. Usually he'll use his powers to like save people, get people out of like dangerous situations and whatnot.
That's primarily
so
what I've seen
like
him do.
A great, yes, it's just a great embodiment of like what a hero should do in these kind of situations.
No, definitely.
I think.
For sure. Someone that wasn't on your list, we'll talk about here, or I'll have you talk about, is, well, there's a couple. We'll talk about Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I liked the first. To me, it's almost the exact opposite of you, pretty much, in where it's like, I do like the character, it's just not to a point where I would want to be like, yeah, I love this character so much, he's so cool. I liked the first movie. I think his parts in Infinity War and Endgame, I think, were pretty good as well. But like, just not to a point where I'm like, yeah, that's super awesome. I love this character so much. If anything, I'm more attached to Wong. If anything,
Right.
Just because I feel like I've both seen him more, and just that extra layer of like comic relief that does come with Wong, I think just adds more to that sort of like character of just purely magical and stuff like that.
Right. We'll just do this. I'll go through my list of people that aren't on your list, and we'll just talk about it, and then vice versa. So, Star-Lord.
kind of a similar situation. I feel like we've always just kind of had this like understanding and connection of just like you were more the Star-Lord person, I was more the Rocket person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't like Star-Lord, it's just that like there are times where I will connect to Star-Lord and where it's like we do have like a similar like music taste of like that kind of like 70s range and stuff like that, because I've been getting into 70s music a lot for sure. But he was never really the character that I connected to a lot more in there. To me, it was always more so just like Rocket and then also Drax to a certain extent, because Drax is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But he's also like sick in a lot of iterations.
He's also
But
so
he was
stupid.
He's also stupid, and that's also awesome. I
Right.
love that for him. He's
Right.
just a stupid guy, and it's great. But yeah, I was never too big on Star-Lord in that regard.
Moon Knight.
I've never really cared for Moon Knight, to be honest with you. You do go and say that like he is the Batman of the Marvel Universe. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, more so to the fact that I kind of see Daredevil closer as the Batman of the Marvel Universe over Moon Knight.
Yeah,
to be honest
I can
with
see
you.
it. I just know that people have said that for like a while, that they have said that.
People
But
said that, and
I think
can
both could
understand
be
it.
there. Yeah, I think both are kind of there.
To me, I just see Moon Knight as so much more wrapped in like the mythicism and the mythology of like Egyptian mythology and stuff like that, to where it kind of makes that disconnect for me, to where that doesn't happen with Daredevil and Batman's connection. I feel like they're more closely related, in my opinion, than Batman and Moon Knight.
Right, I agree,
even
but I
still,
also
like,
think
with the
like
show and stuff like that.
I think the show did a big job of that, because the show is like heavily placed in Egypt and stuff. But I do believe in the comics he is more of like a street defender of like wherever
He's more
he's at.
street defender, but there's still that level of like mythology there as well, because that's just the whole like Khonshu thing and everything.
Right.
Like that. But I was never even like too big on the show when it came out. A lot of people really do like the show, but I was never attached to the show like that personally.
Right. Okay. Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes is a great character to feel emotional for. But I just don't really like fuck with him, I guess, on that kind of level, and more so in comparison to a lot of the other characters that I have on this list. I've never really like been like, yeah, he's like a top whatever character for me personally.
Right.
I do like the character.
Right.
I don't hate Bucky Barnes. I
think-
don't hate the Winter Soldier. I think it's awesome, but
I mean, I
it's
like
never like that big for me.
I like the darkness that obviously the Winter Soldier carries, and obviously the like you said, the emotion that's there. But I think for me, what made me kind of like connect more with him was like just seeing the like before Spider-Man was really around in like the MCU. Steve Rogers was like my favorite, and the Captain America movies were my favorite. So I think I like him so much because he's such a crucial part, and like seeing their relationship in the first movie, then seeing what the fuck happens in Winter Soldier, and seeing everything that happens in Civil War, and then Infinity War too, like where maybe it's a passing moment for some people, but for me it was very emotional seeing like Steve have to see his best friend like just vanish like that, because he's the first one that goes in the movie.
He's the first one that goes down, yeah.
And so like most people would be like, oh, what the hell's happening? I'm also like that, but I do remember being like, no, fuck it, like he just lost his best friend again, like because I just have such a connection to Steve. I think I also just have such a connection to Bucky because of how much I love their relationship and like the roller coaster that relationship goes on.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I put him so high in regards for sure. Punisher was on your list. Daredevil was on your list. Cyclops was on your list. Gambit. We can kind of skip Gambit. You put the Fantastic Four. Was Magneto on your list?
Magneto was on my list. He's got to be on my list. He's like a
so
top
great.
5 Jewish character of all time. Like,
So
what are you
great.
talking about?
Green Goblin. Was he on your list?
He was not on my list.
Okay, we'll talk about Green Goblin.
Goated villain, I just don't have that much of a connection to him.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I was a kid, Spider-Man 2 was always the one that I was watching over and over and over again. I think when I was a kid, I only saw it like once or twice maybe. And then there was like a huge gap. And then I think we watched it at some point because we were just like, let's just watch the Raimi movies.
Right.
This must have been like years and years and years ago, but that was like the next time I'd watch it. I've probably only seen it maybe like 4, maybe 5 times tops in comparison to Spider-Man 2, which I've seen at least a dozen times, if not more. So Dr. Octopus to me was far more the Spider-Man villain that I connected to. That's like my favorite Spider-Man villain. One of my favorite comic book villains. He's probably in my top 5 in terms of that regard. But he was always the one that I connected to far more than Green Goblin. Not to say Green Goblin's not good, because like Willem Dafoe in that role is fucking incredible every single time.
Yes.
And he's such a great villain for that. But I just don't have that same connection that I do with Doc Ock.
No, I feel you. Yeah, I think that just is like the disconnect is like for me, I've seen Spider-Man 1 more than I've seen Spider-Man 2. Like Spider-Man 2 actually, out of the 3 is probably the one I've seen the least. So yeah, I just love that first movie, and I just love Green Goblin. So yeah. I mean, we could talk about Mysterio, but I'm pretty sure you've told me multiple times you just do not like this character at all.
I don't fuck with Mysterio. I will gladly talk about it on this podcast. I don't think I've brought it up before. And it's not even really the character's fault. And it's really more my fault or the fault of my child self. So my first ever experience with Mysterio was that I'm pretty sure he was the main antagonist of Spider-Man Friend or Foe. And ever since I played that game, I've always just had this conception that he is purely a magical character. And that he's just a master of illusion magic and whatnot. And so I had that concept for years. And I was like, he's not my favorite, but I can understand. He's kind of cool and stuff like that. But then the movie came out, fucking Far From Home came out, which if we ever do Spider-Man movie rankings, I don't want to spoil it, but I will spoil it anyways. That is my least favorite Spider-Man movie.
Really? I actually like that movie.
Yes. I don't like that movie at all.
Damn.
I think it's so overrated.
Okay.
It gets revealed, obviously, through the plot that Mysterio is obviously not this master of illusion magic, but he just has a bunch of technology and holograms and shit like that. And I was I was sitting in the theater being this is such a stupid fucking way to do Mysterio. I hate this so much. And then I leave the theater, I get home, I look up Mysterio's character, and that's just his character. They're just faithfully recreating the character. But
Right.
I've just had this decade-long conception that he's just an actual master of illusion magic and whatnot, to where I'm just to the point where I'm just pissed off about it, and I still am to this day.
You know what's funny? It's funny.
What?
When you think about it, you hate him because he did exactly what he does. He worked you, bro.
No, exactly. That's why I'm angry for the stupidest reason in the world, but I'm still angry about it.
He got worked by Mysterio in real life.
I got worked by Mysterio for a whole ass decade.
Right.
And then 17-year-old me was like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's incredible.
I got worked so fucking hard.
But that's why I love
can't
the
stand
character.
it anymore.
That's why I love the character, because he just does not have anything. He literally just has special effects, but somehow he always fucks everybody. He literally does everything he's gonna do. And you look in that whole movie. The whole movie, this man has nothing but a team of special effects people. But he makes this kid's life a living fucking hell. And for a good portion, he doesn't realize this is all work. He doesn't realize it's all fake. So I'm I just love that. That fucking deception is just incredible. So that's why I like him so much.
Right.
Big miss from you, Black Panther. Did not have him on your list, but
to be fair, I completely forgot to put him on my list. He definitely deserves to be on my list. He is a goated character. Black Panther is probably one of my top 10 superhero movies of all time. I do have to see if he makes it into that top 5. But there's just so many fucking superhero movies that it's going to be very hard to try and dial that down to 5.
The good thing,
I love that movie so much. That's still one of my favorite MCU movies to this day.
The good thing about being a collector that I am, not that I would have forgotten him. He would have probably been on the list either way. But when I'm making these lists and I'm in here, I can just look at all of this. So I could just kind of look up and be oh yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened. Again, not that he wouldn't have been on the list, but I kind of looked up and I was yeah, of course. Because also these aren't just random Funko Pops I have. These are all Funko Pops of characters I love. So of course I'm gonna be oh yeah, I love Black Panther. Right. So that kind of helps out. But yeah, just a great character. Miss Marvel was not on your list.
I don't care for Miss Marvel. That is why she's not on my list.
All right. Miguel O'Hara was also not on your list.
Kind of a similar situation. I think he works as a good antagonist for the Spider-Verse movies, but I obviously connected far more to Spider-Punk. That's why he's on my honorable mentions and not Miguel O'Hara, because Spider-Punk was a very big character for me. He got me into punk music and stuff like that. I've talked about it before on the podcast, I'm pretty sure, but I connected far more to his character than Miguel. Not to say Miguel's a bad character, but I just didn't connect with him like that, like I did with other characters from that movie.
Valkyrie.
Don't care for Valkyrie.
Okay. You don't care for Valkyrie, or you just don't like know about her?
I don't. I mean, I've seen the movies, so it's like I know about her.
Right.
I don't know like too much about her, but like I still just don't have that.
I don't know. When you say
connection towards
when you
her,
say
I think.
don't care for her, it makes it seem like there's something you don't like about her. So that's why I'm like I'm not sure.
No, it's not that there's anything wrong with the character. It's just like I just don't have that connection.
Theo's racist.
That's what it is. I'm a fucking racist, obviously.
Clip it. Clip it. Clip it.
Clip it. Clip it. I'm a racist. Clip it.
Last two in my honorable mentions. Carol Danvers.
I will admit, Carol Danvers has been growing on me these past few years, especially with the Marvels movie. I did very much so enjoy that movie. I think it is
We have talked
underrated.
about this before.
I think all three of them are pretty good. We have talked about this before. It is definitely underrated. She is pretty good. I think if she keeps going at the rate that she's going, where it's just up and up and up for me, she could definitely make it onto that honorable mentions list. It's just not right now. You know?
Well, we could set the scene for the story here to see the growth of you with this character. Originally, the first Captain Marvel movie, you didn't even plan on seeing it at all. I had to buy you your ticket to get you to actually go, compared to now where you thoroughly enjoyed the Marvels. So there is definitely some growth with that character. What about her in Infinity War and Endgame?
I don't know, because there's really not all of that. Well, the problem with Infinity War and Endgame.
Well, yeah, she's not in
like
Infinity War. My bad.
Everybody's in that movie. Everybody is in that movie, so it's like no one character really. Well, except like Iron Man, I'd say, and maybe also Captain America. They're probably the only two characters that really get like a central focus more than everybody else, and probably also like Black Widow to an extent because she does die as well.
Right.
But like, there's so many characters in this movie, in those two movies, that it's like they don't really get a focus. Not to say that she didn't have like big moments or like exciting moments and stuff like that, but like, it's
she
just
really only
not
had one.
comparable to some of the other characters. She only had the one. She came in, she destroyed the ship,
Which was fire.
and then I think she made like a quip or two, which was fire. But she really is just not all that much present in that movie. So it's like it doesn't add, but it doesn't like take
Subtract.
away.
Right.
It's just the same, you know.
For sure. And my last one on my honorable mentions, X-23.
Right. Exactly. X-23 is cool. I just think there are just a bunch of other mutants that I like more. Because at the same time, it is just like we already have Wolverine, who has just been holding down these kind of powers for whatnot for like decades at this point. And so it's exciting to see X-23. I really do want to see her character be used like more in like more movies, more shows and stuff like that, because I do think that she does have the capability of being this awesome character of just like Wolverine, but like a better person pretty much to an extent than Wolverine. But like I just haven't seen enough of her. That's just the one problem.
Right.
I need to see more of her.
That's kind of my whole list that we can go through. Who are some characters on your list though that you want to bring up?
That you didn't have on there? I'm gonna go with the first one, Thor.
I do not give a fuck about this character. I don't know. There's just this weird thing. I love him in Ragnarok, but I don't know, for some reason, maybe like Captain America is the Superman equivalent, but when we talk about like powers and stuff, I think Thor is really the Superman equivalent of like Marvel characters. And so like him being a god, I just don't really resonate with, because like to me, I'm like, what is there to lose? I don't know. I just don't care for him. Again, I was thinking about this last night actually, as I was falling asleep. I don't care for the first Thor movie. The second Thor movie, everybody hates, but I actually enjoy it, and I think you and I rewatched it, and you and I both went, that's actually not as bad as a movie as we thought it was. But everybody seems to like hate this movie, and we both were like, yeah, we don't get it because it's actually not bad. But the first one I don't care for. The second one I like. Ragnarok I love. That's a great movie. And then Love and Thunder, that's like one of my least favorite just movies in general. I just can't stand that movie. And so like I've got like one, even if we include like the Avengers and stuff like that, I've really got like one movie where I enjoy that character out of like 4 solo movies and like 1, 2, 3, 4 like other movies. So I just don't like, I don't know, I just didn't care for him. I've never cared for him. I don't have any like personal connection to him. So yeah.
Right. I think what is so interesting about Thor, at least in like the MCU and whatnot, is that like his movies generally are like not that popular
Mm-hmm.
amongst like the general media, except like Ragnarok, because a lot of people do like Ragnarok and stuff like that. But
Right.
for the most part, like the movies themselves are generally like not that popular. But I feel like he has one of just the like longest and like best like stories of like character like growth and character change throughout his time in the MCU and whatnot. Throughout like the whole thing, more than most other people, I'd say. I'd say it's probably like him and Iron Man probably have like the longest like tenured stories. Probably also Captain America, because I mean they're the big three. They're the
Right.
first three. They're the big three and whatnot. They have like the most story going on in the overarching Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people do tend to forget that just because his movies are not as popular as Iron Man's or Captain America's. That he does have that huge overarching story where there's a lot going on in it. Because he loses his dad, he loses his mom, he loses his brother like 3 fucking times.
Right.
He's losing his best friend. He's losing his town. He's losing all of his people. He's he's losing his hammer. He's losing so much shit
Right.
throughout the entirety of the MCU. So that's kind of why I have him on my own bench, because there's just so much story to go with Thor in the MCU.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's like
let's
a
see.
bad character or anything. It's just I don't know. I think
Right.
the idea of like again, when I watch these things and I connect to these characters, I connect to these characters because I see myself in them. I just don't see myself in Thor because like his character progression a lot is like him starting off and having to get over the fact that like he's not that great and he's not like yes he's a god but he's not really like a god when it comes to like outside of his powers and stuff like that. You know, like he's not as great as he thinks he is. And I've never had that issue in my life. I've actually been very hard on myself my whole life. I've never thought I've been great at anything. So like I think that's why I don't connect with him because I've never had to get over that. So I think that's probably mainly why I don't like connect with him.
Right. Let's see. Cyclops, Wolverine. We've talked about Doc Ock. We've talked about Spider-Punk because we both have our like versions of those. Magneto, obviously, top tier. Ultron.
Oh, I mean, I really have like, again, listen, y'all. I'm not like this huge comic historian, you know. So like, majority of my experience with these characters comes from either a movie, a TV show, or a video game. So my only real experience with Ultron is probably Age of Ultron. Like I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know too much about him. So I don't dislike the character. I did actually enjoy the character in the movie. I know there are some people that don't care for that character in that movie. I actually do enjoy the character. I just don't have like too much. I don't have any knowledge on him outside of that one movie, so I can't really like even speak on him in general, I guess. But I did like the idea of like evil Jarvis basically and like trying to take over and kill everybody. So I need more of them. They need to bring him back.
Did you have Doctor Doom on your list or no?
Oh fuck, I didn't. That's my Black Panther. That's my miss. He should be on my list.
That's your black. Come on, man. He's the go.
I don't have a Funko Pop of him. How am I supposed to know?
Why do you not have a Funko Pop for Doctor Doom?
I don't know. I need one. When the movie comes out, I'll probably get it. But yeah, no, he definitely should be on my list for sure. I love that character. Great character.
Yeah.
One of my favorite villains for sure. Yeah, he just lit my mind. So
He's a goat for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Did you have Hulk on your list? I don't think you have
fuck
Hulk on.
no. Another character I just do not care about. I might say I care about him a little bit more than Thor, just because he was kind of a crucial part of like our childhoods. Because like before the MCU, before all that, before the big three was Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. The big three was Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine when we were kids.
Yeah.
So like I do have more connection to him because he was a crucial part of my childhood. There were 2 movies that came out. There were games and all that stuff. I had the Hulk hands. I did not masturbate with them like Deadpool did, but I did have the Hulk hands.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I was like 6, so yeah. So I have more connection to him because I grew up with that character being like around and stuff. Again, I had the Hulk hands. I definitely had like a Hulk figure for sure. But I just don't care for this character. I don't know. I don't get it. There was a part where my mom's friend who does like construction and stuff like that, he was doing something on the house, and me and my mom were like, I think we were watching a Marvel movie in the living room, he came in to like wash his hands or whatever, and so my mom asked him like, who's your favorite superhero? And he was like, probably Hulk. And I just let out like an audible like, what the fuck? um, because I was like, really? Out of every character? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need to dive into the character more, but outside of the childhood nostalgia, I don't really care for the character. So,
I will say I think it probably is to a fault of the MCU in this case, to where it's like they've really butchered this character. Because there's a lot of good good moments in like the animated shows. There's obviously like the childhood nostalgia of it. There's a lot of comics where he is just like doing some of the fucking most awesome shit ever, where he is like actually like one of the strongest characters in the universe.
Right.
But it's just never like displayed here in the MCU properly. They've really just kind of like it's character assassination almost
No, definitely.
Because it's just so different.
I agree with you because I know there are some big things from like the comics and stuff that he does, and like there's some cool moments I just haven't read into him. But like everything I digest of Hulk is through these movies, and like I know that's also a thing in the comics, but like the Smart Hulk shit is just like I'm like what that's like
it's just
right.
not
right.
Not
it's not great. So yeah, I think you are right in that sense of like it's not that I dislike the character, it's just like everything I consume of the character is through these movies, and he fucking sucks in these movies outside of like maybe Ragnarok. So yeah.
Yeah. Howard the Duck. You tell me you don't like Howard the Duck.
Hey man,
he's a duck in a suit.
I'm more of a Cosmo, the dog kind of guy. It's kind of my vibe.
That's right.
But
Cosmo was also cool.
Cosmo was great. Should have been in my honorable mention, especially from Guardians 3. I loved the Cosmo character in that movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't again not too much experience with Howard the Duck. I don't think I've ever seen the movie that he has. So most of
I probably should.
Yeah,
but I haven't.
Most of my experience with Howard the Duck is probably through like What If, where he's just like it's just like so random and shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't have much I can even say about the characters. I don't know. Upside to the character, he's voiced by Seth Green, so that's a cool part. Yeah, that's about all I can say. Oh, and that George Lucas like produced the movie that he has, I believe. So,
yes, I think that's kind of just like why I like Howard the Duck so much. It's just because like he's just a talking duck, and he will just show up at the most random points.
Right.
No matter what it is, it could be Guardians, it could be What If, it could be like an Avengers movie or something like that, and he will just like show up randomly.
Right.
And he was like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?"
I mean, yeah, that's true. He did.
He's got a martini in his hand.
He did pop up at Endgame. That is true.
He did. He popped up in Endgame.
He walked through the portal. Is it Howard the Duck like your glup shitto?
He's my Marvel glup shitto 100%.
Okay. I don't even know who my glup shitto would be.
That's a good question.
I mean, maybe Cosmo.
Maybe, I don't know. Cosmo's a bit too cute.
Maybe Kraglin. I like the character of Kraglin. He's kind of random.
Oh yeah,
but he's pretty funny.
Kraglin's a glup shitto.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Glup shitto. Final character on my list here, J. Jonah Jameson. What's going on, buddy? You're not a big Jonah guy?
No, man. You know, I just love I love Peter Parker too much, and I don't like the way he gets treated when he's at work. So, yeah, not a big no. He's great. Again, I don't have too much to say about the character. I obviously only know him through like the movies and shit and like the games. J.K. Simmons is great as him. That's probably the only thing I can say.
Of course.
Really great performance.
Yeah.
In those Raimi movies, he is funny as hell. But yeah, I just don't know like too much about the character other than like he has a son. That's pretty much all I can. And he hates Spider-Man. That's all I can say. But as Spider-Man being like my number one, probably just my number one like superhero in general, I can't support someone that hates on the man. So
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
We also have breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. My sister Rachel said she will be there.
Oh shit.
So if she goes back on this now, all of you have to hold her accountable.
That's true. All 2 viewers have to hold her accountable.
All 2 of you will have to hold her accountable.
Yeah. Okay. So well, that kind of could wrap up the episode. Thank you guys for kind of watching. Stay tuned because it would seem that in the coming week we may actually have a sequel video to post on my YouTube channel. We obviously are going to have Fantastic Four out of theater review and a full bonus episode next week as well once we see the movie. And next week we have a normal episode, which is what the hell's the topic for next week?
I think it's gonna be top 5 superhero movies.
I think so.
That's what
it's
we
just
have on here.
in general, whether it's DC, Marvel, or something else. I think we're just gonna go through that. So yeah, make sure to follow us. Make sure to check us out on all of our socials. We post TikTok clips and stuff from each episode. Yeah, is there anything else you want to add there, Mr. Theo? It looks like you have something you want to say. Something? No?
No, I'm just fucking with my sister, that's all.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we will see y'all next week for next week's episode, for our out of theater review, our bonus pod for the Fantastic Four with our full review, our superhero movie top 5, and hopefully, finally, our sequel trilogy video, which will again be on my channel. So yeah, and with that,
Yes.
we will see y'all for all this incredible content next week.